And talking about a portal, Pat P, if we transition to friend of the show, we had him on primetime, Deion Sanders. His team is basically built on portals. And he had a heck of a debut this past Saturday as well, upsetting TCU 48-45. And currently, because of that upset, they're in the top 25. Were you surprised to see Colorado, number one, not just pull up a huge upset, but in the fashion in which they did it?
One, I was always a believer. But two, I was so impressed how quickly he adapted to Division I football. It just seemed like he'd been there before. Just how poised he was on the sideline, how well prepared his team was. You got to think about it. That was a shootout. When TCU scored, his team came back and scored. Like he said in his press, because I follow Deion. I watch him all the time. That's one of my, that is my idol. That's the guy I looked up, as I was trying to be a defensive back in this league. But I watched him. He was like, man, defensively, we didn't play our best ball, but we found a way to get stops when we needed it. And that's so true. And offensively, they were just on fire. Nothing they did. They couldn't do anything wrong. To see the way that his team responded throughout adversity in game one, time after time after time after time again, it just goes to show that not only the guys brought in to what he's telling them each and every day, but they're believing the message and the vision that he's trying to share with these kids. So I watched every single snap of that game, man. I was so intrigued and just so at awe and just ready to see what the next chapter was going to be for him. And now it's just going to get bigger from here, because now I just saw, all of last year, Colorado sold, tickets for 200 and some odd bucks. And just this weekend alone, you got tickets going for 400 plus bucks.
No question.
Off of one game, what he was able to do, it's been remarkable. But I just can't wait to see what the outcome is going to be, because they got some talent. Like, they got some talent on that football team at
no
every
question
position. So it's going to be fun to watch Colorado season unfold this 2023 season.
Yeah, and you talk about the talent. Shedeur Sanders, over 500 yards, 5'10" to be exact, 4 touchdowns. Travis Hunter, 11 receptions for 119. Had a defensive interception in the secondary. Played 129 snaps. I mean, two-way player, did it at his finest. Are you because knowing you wanted to have the football in your hands a lot. You was a big-time returner for LSU, but they didn't really use you like that on offense. Do you think right now, if you were back in college today, would you want to be a two-way player similar to what we witnessed with Travis Hunter this past Saturday for Colorado?
100%, because
Pat P, before you even go into your reasoning why.
Talk to me.
At college, you used to always cramp up. I don't know if you could handle 129 snaps. You're going to cramp up. That's one thing I know about Seven. Every time at LSU, boy, he going to miss at least for a whole game 5 to 6 plays because he got to get an IV. So remember that. I know you far removed from your LSU days. I
was gonna put that in there, Mac.
Okay. Go ahead. You go ahead. Let's hear why you want to play both ways. Let's hear it. I heard it. Alabama, Julio Jones. Why Seven ain't no Julio? Well, they say Pat Peterson in the locker room getting the IV. I said, God dang it! Every time, but boy, you hot outside. Man,
but that just goes to show, man, I be fired up, cat. Like, I give it all. I give it my all. Like, it only got 4% body fat, so I ain't got much fat anyway, man.
Boy, you cramp every week. You can cramp, especially in the months of September and October when it's still hot outside.
And not only in college, that was in high school. That was in Little League. Like, I've just been cramping my whole life because the workload. Like, I played offense, defense. I always hydrated, but it was just my fat and my body wasn't like, I don't have enough fat on my body to endure what I was trying to do growing up. Like 4% body fat, that's damn near fuck. That's so. Yes,
you're not supposed to really be alive like that. Only 4%.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So, but I'm healthy, I'm live, and I'm well. But
No question.
percent is definitely 4.7 to be exact. Is my body fat, and my wife is trying to do a better job of making sure I get all my avocado, all my fats to get my fat level, my fat percent back up. But it is what it is, man. But to get back to my point, I would definitely wanted to play both ways. I wish Coach Prime was in college football when I was coming up.
You want to be both ways.
Because as a defensive player, that's all I did in high school and Little League. So I would want to do the same things at the next highest level to see if I was able to do it. You know what I mean? I always endured the next challenge. So there ain't no question about it that I would want to do it, but it would definitely have to be in spurts. It won't be like no 35 plays and 95 plays on defense. But because then you got to think about this too, Matt. In the SEC, I had assignments on defense.
You were following guys.
I had to go get, whoever Coach Chavis told me to go get, whoever that guy was on the opposite side, I had to go get him. So I had to guard their best guy and you already know in college we're playing 90 plays minimum.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have to be in spurts though, but I would have loved the opportunity to play both sides.
What do you think? Of course, we had Travis Hunter on the show when he was in high school, some years back, and he's always been a two-way player. Yep. But at the next level, we foresee him getting that opportunity, staying healthy and just taking care of his business because he's that type of talent. Where do you see him playing at the next level?
Man, the crazy thing, Matt, it's crazy you asked me that because he was very impressive at both positions.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know. But if it was me, I would want to be a defensive back. And my reasoning why, because you have to land on a team with a good quarterback, man. Like it all predicates off your quarterback. Not necessarily it all predicates off your quarterback. If your quarterback has a good ball, he has a good ball. But if you guys don't have the continuity, the guys don't have the relationship, or if he's not able to throw, because it's certain quarterbacks in this league now that can't throw certain balls. Like it's certain quarterbacks that can't throw back shoulders. There's certain quarterbacks that have trouble placing the ball in between the hashes. You know what I mean? So you got to almost get dropped in a perfect position in order to be almost kind of successful or considered as a great at the receiver position. But as a defensive back, man, you control your own destiny, man. You ain't got to depend on nobody. And for me, that's the way I would like it.
Yeah. I think, and I had this question when he was in high school. It was a conversation.
He said offense, if I'm not mistaken.
I can't remember what he said, but I think I would want to see him on the offensive side. Because when he has that football in his hands, he make things happen. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Devontae Smith for the Eagles.
Okay.
Who played at Alabama. Like smooth route runner, great hands.
I wasn't able to see him like far as getting like any reverses or anything. It was more like route running. And all of that was perfectly smooth and all that, but I feel like he'll be much more of an effective on the defensive side. Much more effective on the defensive side.
Well, at the rate he's going to have to make that decision. Because they're going to want to
very soon,
definitely
add him to
it. Yeah, no question. They're going to want to add a player like Travis.
Well, I'm sorry, wait. I think after this,
no, he's a sophomore. He's a true. I think he's a true sophomore.
So another year and a half.
Yeah, no question. But hey, man, great win for Colorado, Coach Prime and his staff. College football is here, and it's going to be a fun ride.